watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Bradley Whittington. Thanks for joining us tonight. Victoria Sheehan has this evening off. We begin tonight with one story of one local church who has proven resilient after 2 recent robberies. Although some people may look at the situation as a tragedy, Mount Nebo Baptist Church is choosing to view this as a lesson of forgiveness. WVUA's Molly Mitchell has more.
2 weeks ago, Nebo Baptist Church pastor Frederick Seeley and his wife Glenda received a too familiar phone call informing them that their church had been robbed, the thief taking a laundry list of items.
Everything out of the bathroom, paper plates out of the kitchen, napkins and spoons.
You wouldn't believe nobody would break into a church just to take stuff like that. And when I first heard about it, I just laughed.
Humor quickly turned to confusion and disappointment upon learning the central air unit was stolen for the second time in 3 months, as well as 3 smaller air conditioners.
That was a bigger pill to swallow because we just went through that in April, taking air conditioner again. And so then about 2.5 months later, it's the same thing.
This is the location of where the first AC unit was stolen. And as you can see, there's a temporary being held here with chains so no one will steal it. Pastor Seeley says that they are currently looking into getting video surveillance. Reverend
Jones from Tuscaloosa, he's going to put up cameras for us. That's our plans, to get 2 cameras up on the outside of the church.
As temperatures brutally continue to rise, Nebo is using smaller wall units to cool the sanctuary as best they can. Amidst the discomfort the robberies have caused, the Seeley's faith has only grown stronger.
Try to encourage the church that God would bless them with bigger and better things than we had before.
Got to try to forgive them, love them, and go on, because that's what the Bible teaches us, to love everybody.
I'm not angry. It just made me to be stronger and want to do more on this Christian journey to help people.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa County, Molly Mitchell, WVUA News.
Now, Mount Nebo Baptist is relying on word of mouth and working within their church family to raise the money they need. If you would like to help replace the AC units, call Pastor Frederick Seeley at 205-339-8081. In tonight's Crime Watch, 2 people are behind bars for the alleged possession of meth. According to Sergeant Andy Norris from the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded on a tip to the Microtel Inn on Interstate Drive in Tuscaloosa earlier today in regards to a possible meth lab. Officials say 31-year-old Carl Lane Green and 43-year-old Angela Faye King were found to have the components necessary to create a meth lab. Norris says both suspects were arrested and charged with unlawful manufacturing of a controlled substance, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, and a controlled substance in the first degree. Continuing with our coverage of the Colorado Theater shooting, many honored those who died with a vigil tonight. As the investigation continues, authorities say the suspect, James Holmes, may have been planning the mass shooting for months. Sandra Endo has more from Aurora, Colorado.
Detectives say the high volume of deliveries made to suspect James Holmes' apartment over the last 4 months could explain the ammunition used in the shooting and other materials found in his booby-trapped apartment.
Make no mistake, okay, this apartment was designed, I say, based on everything I've seen, to kill whoever entered it.
Colorado's governor is focusing on families of the victims and wounded survivors.
You know, I spent most of yesterday going from hospital to hospital and talking to families, in some cases talking to the wounded. It was amazing how buoyant the spirits were in many of these rooms.
12 people died and nearly 60 were hurt when the suspected gunman opened fire during a midnight showing of The Dark Knight Rises.
When I look at that building, I just get a blank feeling inside. It's kind of hard to look at it.
I also think about, you know, the other people that's not as lucky as I was. I mean, there was kids, mothers and fathers that was there, and they're dead.
One shooting victim offered this perspective.
So eventually, yeah, I'd be able to forgive him, just not right now. He killed somebody I cared about, and he injured a heck of a lot of my friends.
Authorities have not publicly discussed a motive for Friday's mass shooting. James Holmes is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. In Aurora, Colorado, Sandra Endo, WVUA News.
And President Obama was in Colorado where he met with survivors from the Friday movie theater shooting. His first stop was to the University of Colorado Hospital where some of the survivors are being treated. The president did not attend the vigil tonight for the victims. He said he did not want to interfere or take the spotlight away from the victims. He did, however, speak to the public where he sent his condolences on behalf of the nation.
I confessed to them that words are always inadequate in these kinds of situations, but that my main task was to serve as a representative of the entire country and let them know that we are thinking about them at this moment and will continue to think about them each and every day.
And recent shootings in Colorado and Tuscaloosa may be causing some parents to reinforce that safety is a top priority when heading off to college. According to the university registration, an estimated 6,000 new students will enter the University of Alabama this fall. The university takes many precautions to protect their students by ensuring that campus police and security secure the university and the surrounding area. Parents of upcoming students say they make sure to give their kids safety advice before they leave for college.
Tell them that, just to be aware of their surroundings. And I know I've been preaching to Ashland and never go by ourselves, around campus, especially at night.
We can't live in fear of what may happen, whether at home, at the campus 10 minutes from my house, or, whether she's 3 hours away. So I think it's just a matter of being smart and being aware of your surroundings.
Students will start returning to the capstone in the coming weeks for fall classes that start in late August. Earlier today, Penn State University removed the statue of Joe Paterno from outside the campus's football stadium. Crews covered the statue with a tarp this morning. They brought in a forklift to move the 900-pound figure. The university says the statue will be stored in a secure location. Penn State decided to remove the tribute after a report by a former FBI director found Paterno could have done more to prevent child sexual abuse by former assistant coach Jeff Sandusky. It's exactly 41 days until Alabama's first football game, and all around Tuscaloosa, businesses are gearing up for the season. Local retail stores and restaurants are preparing for their busiest time of the year by hiring new employees to help with the rush of football season. Stores say they are expecting a big increase in sales this year and are excited to see the fans back in town. WVUA spoke with 2 local businesses about what they are doing to prepare.
We see numbers in the fall, we know what's coming our way, we know to staff up, we know to hire extra people, and we know exactly kind of what to expect, when the season does roll around.
We kind of know what number of employees we need to be able to provide the service that we need to provide to stay, on top of our game.
Alabama will kick off the season in Dallas against Michigan on September the 1st. We'll still to come on the news at 10. We'll give you some tips on how to keep your kids focused on their studies while they enjoy the rest of their summer.